welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Threadtails. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the things that I plan to make over the next couple of months. I'm not going to say that it's going to be in the next month because time is quite short at the moment and my life's very busy, so I thought if I sort of just plan a couple of things and do that, like I say, over the next few months, that gives me a little bit of leeway and I'll keep you up to date in my 1 week me made videos as to my progress as well. So I'm actually recording a 1 week me made November as we speak, but today I've decided to quickly put together my plans video as well. So I'm going to get started, and I will have already shown you this in my other video, which you'll see in a week or so. This is a fabric that I got from Minerva. Now I actually got it for free in exchange for a blog post. So I haven't bought this, but you can buy it from Minerva. And this is a really gorgeous sweatshirting. Now it does sort of look grey, but it's really quite blue. It's a bluey grey with these little teddy bear heads on them. I thought it was quite sweet. I wanted something that was going to be nice and soft and pyjama-y, and the inside is like that. And it is almost like velvet. It's so super soft. It's really lovely. And I just think that'll be, be really lovely and soft on my skin. Anyway, I have decided, now I bought this with the intention of making an hoodie. I've made one for my husband and it's really nice and he likes it, and hoodies are the in thing. So I don't know if you know what an hoodie is, but it is a very oversized jumper or sweatshirt really. Most of them have hoods, but you can get them without hoods. In fact, the pattern that I used for him you could do with or without a hood, and a big pocket, and they have got cuffs on them, but they don't come in tight around your waist with a waistband or even stop at your waist. They normally come down to around your knees, and like I say, they are incredibly oversized. You normally buy them and they are, I don't really know, you could probably fit about 4 people in them, depending on your size and depending on the size of the hoodie you get. So he's got one because my daughter had bought one and she really liked hers, and he always gets really cold, so he's like, I quite fancy one of those. So I made one for him and bought this with the intention of, got this with the intention that I was going to make exactly the same thing for myself, and then we'd look really silly all sat there in our hoodies. But I have to say, I don't think an hoodie is for me. Now that he's got his and I see Ellen in hers, I don't like the fact that it's massive and all over your arms and you've got to pull them up. I still like to move around, and I don't like sitting still for too long. And I think if I want to sit down of an evening and watch TV and be nice and warm and snuggly, but I want to knit or do something like that, it would all be too much in the way. Sorry, my post has just come through the door, so you probably just heard a bang. That's what that was. I just feel like it'd be too much in the way, and I've really gone off the idea. So I've decided that I'm going to make myself a pyjama set, and I'm going to do the Hudson pants, which is True Bias, and I'm going to make the Grainline Studio what's it called? Grainline Studio. Oh, the name's gone for me, but I'll put it on the screen. It's a sweatshirt top, very basic, raglan sleeve, really nice, very popular in the sewing world. And in fact, Michele from Sewing Bunny did a sew along for this exact pyjama set. She put the two together, so do go and have a look at that, and if I can find it I'll put the link in the description below as well. And I've already got a set like that. I've got one in a cotton jersey, and it's really nice and I really like it. And I've also got just the Hudson pants. I don't have the Grainline Studio top, just Linden Sweatshirt, there you go, the name's just popped into my head. I don't have it as a sweatshirt. I did, but I didn't like the colour I did it in, and I gave it away, so I don't have one. And I really like the idea of having a thicker one rather than the t-shirt jersey. So I will put up on the screen some images of the Hudson pants and the Grainline Studio Linden Sweatshirt on the screen that I've made for myself, and I'll also put images up of the other Hudson pants that I've made for myself, for my husband, and for my daughters as well. They're just a really nice, comfortable, joggy bottom kind of thing. And I think I've said before, I'd really like to make some in a normal sweatshirting that I could wear outside rather than just pyjama-y, but I don't know why in my head that's a pyjama bottom, and I need to get out of that thought process really and make it. Anyway, I'm going on. So I'm going to be making the Hudson pants and the Linden sweatshirt out of this fabric. Now I have got loads and loads and loads of it, so we'll see whether or not I have any spare to do anything else. I'm not sure if I will, because I did wonder about doing a hoodie rather than a just a sweatshirt, but I might even have enough to do both, so I'm not quite sure. And if I was going to make a hoodie, I think that the Stella hoodie from the stretch book from Tilly and the Buttons would be a good idea. So again, I'll put the images up of those, either the pictures or the line drawings on the screen. So that is plan number one, a very snuggly, very season appropriate garment to wear for the next few months. So the next thing that I'd like to make, and you may have seen me talk about this on my last One Week Me Made October, I went to the Knitting and Stitching show recently, and while I was there I bought some fabric to make the Jessie Coatigan by Sew Over It, and again I'll put pictures up on the screen of this garment. Now I've had my eye on this for a little while, but I knew it was really, really oversized and I wasn't sure whether it was absolutely for me. But I do like it, and when I was up visiting Karen from So Little Time, she had a version of it and I tried it on and absolutely loved it. She had it in a form of boucle kind of type style fabric, and then when I went to the Knitting and Stitching show, I went to the Sew Over It stand, and they had some display garments, and they had the Jessie Coatigan there, and I tried it on again and I just loved it. I just thought it was great. So I've bought this fabric. Now the pattern says that you can use a heavyweight stretch or a woven, it doesn't matter, and this is a heavyweight stretch, so it's a fleecy sort of, I don't know what it is actually, maybe a Pontoroma or something like that. I'm sure that's what it is. And on the inside, it's dark grey. Now there was a bit of debate, and lots of you said in my last video, just use the pale grey side if that's what you want to use, and that's what I'm going to do. So I plan on making the Jessie Coatigan, and I don't know what I'm going to do about the seams. Sorry, I'm sitting there with it out like that. I don't know what I'm going to do about the seams, because I think Karen had bound all of her seams, which made it look really beautifully finished. So whether I do that or whether I actually do it in, I just overlock them, I don't know. But it's got pockets, and I just think it would be quite snuggly. It doesn't do up, but that doesn't bother me. I quite like that. And I'm wondering whether it'd be something I can wear inside and outside. I don't know, because it's coatigan, so it's kind of cardigan, but is it more of a coat than a cardigan? I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I'll see when I've made it, won't I? But I'm quite looking forward to making that, and I really like the pale grey. I think that will go with lots of things. It will go with, you know, patterned clothing underneath, because I've got a coat already that's very patterned, and I feel like I can only wear it with plain things, so it'd be really nice to have something like that. Now this is quite, I would say, if I wear it as a coat, quite a casual type style coat, but I really like the idea of making a smarter coat, and I haven't included that in my plans because I feel like what I'm doing is enough, but if I can, I may even make another coat which is a bit smarter than this, and if I do, it'll be the Dahlia Sew Over It Dahlia coat. So again, I'll put pictures up on the screen, but I'm not sure that I'll have a chance to do that this side of Christmas, but you never know, we'll see, might have a chance. So that is plan number 2. Plan number 3 is a dress. Now I have spent most of my summer dreaming about having beautiful, long, swishy, summery, viscosy type dresses, and I have been very silly, and I've bought lots of fabric and I've bought lots of patterns, and I think I was doing that because I didn't have time to sew, so it was like my closest thing I could do to sewing, and I now don't need to buy any more fabric at all. In fact, like I said earlier, I'm having a big destash. So I've now got to the stage where we've all got to the stage where it's autumn now and going into winter, so those swishy dresses are just, there's no point in me even trying to make any. However, I have decided I'm going to make one viscose dress, but I'm making it in a fabric that's got a black background, so I've actually already cut it out. I haven't started sewing it at all. This is the sleeve. So this is a black fabric with a white daisy with a yellow centre, or orangey goldy centre. And I think that this will be absolutely fine to wear with black tights underneath, and I can wear it with a little cardigan. And I've decided to make the sew over Ada dress. Now I saw this when it first came out and thought, oh, I absolutely love that. And I want to make a toile, but I don't feel like I've got time to make a toile. And so this fabric that I bought was actually really quite inexpensive. It was from Rainbow Fabrics. So it was, I don't know, probably the whole thing cost me about £8, something like that, which isn't massive when you're talking about a dress. And I thought, I'm going to use this as my toile, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything crossed, it will work out okay and I'll be able to wear it. But if it doesn't, it'll be what I use as my adjustment. But I don't know, I just think life's a bit too short to make a toile of absolutely everything. And this, I like the idea that this has got sort of a bit of a gathering under the bust, so it's not tight across the bust, and then it sort of slips down from the bust and out in sort of an A-line kind of shape, but it's got these panels in it to make it come out. So I kind of think that the fit on it should be okay. And I know that I'm normally around about size 12 in a sew over it pattern. I'm roughly a 36 bust, 30 waist and 38-ish hips, although that has increased a little bit, but I'm going to stick with those measurements because I'm hoping that I'll go back down again, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's the size that I'm going to make, and I'm going to keep everything crossed, it's okay. Now, normally with sew over it patterns, I need to lower the waist, but because this hasn't got a seam along the waist, it's got a seam sort of under the bust, I'm hoping that that won't be an issue and it'll be absolutely fine. But like I say, this is going to be my toile, and I'm going to try not to get too upset about it if it doesn't quite work out. But I'm quite looking forward to having that, because I think it'd be quite nice. I like the idea it's got plain sleeves at the top, so they're not ruched at all, but they're going to come down, but they are going to be sort of bigger around the bottom, and it's got a bit of shearing around there, which I think would be quite a nice detail. And I haven't got any dresses like that, and I've not sewn anything like that before, so it'd be really nice to try that and see what it's like. So I'm very excited about making that one. So last but not least, the fourth thing that I plan to sew is another item that I've actually already cut out, but it's been sat in my drawer waiting to start sewing it up for quite some time. I teach at Make 140 in Plymouth on the Royal William Yard. I teach sewing classes there, and one of the sewing classes that I'm going to be doing is the Zadie jumpsuit. And when I knew I was going to be doing that, I thought, oh, I need to actually make one. And I'd been holding off, and then eventually I saw that Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat and Tamlin from Sewn on the Tyne had made jumpsuits, the Zadie jumpsuit, and it was the push that I needed to go, right, I'm going to make one. And I made one and I really like it, but I made it exactly as the pattern sort of showed, with a cropped leg, but I like the idea of having a long length one. So I've cut this one out and I've made it with longer legs, and I'm hoping to make this before I teach, which is in a couple of weeks time. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have a chance to do it, but if I don't, I'll just wear my other one, it's fine. But I bought this fabric from First for Fabrics, and again, it's a viscose, and it's this beautiful, beautiful teal green, and I don't really know what they are. Are they little seeds or petals or feathers? I'm not quite sure what they are, but I really like it. And you can actually buy this fabric in lots and lots of different colourways. I think if I go like that, you can see the colour a bit better than when I hold it up close, but it's beautiful jadey tealy green. I absolutely love it, and I think that it will go with lots of things. And again, although it's really lightweight, I'm only going to make the short sleeve version. I think it will be absolutely fine for popping a little cardigan over, and I think it will look quite smart when it's, you know, really long. I can wear it with pumps and what have you, and it should be absolutely fine. Hopefully it'll be warm enough, I'm not sure, but certainly when I'm working in places like the school, I get very hot, as I've said before, and so I like to have things that are a little bit sort of lighter weight. So I think this will be perfect, really. That and the Ada dress I think will be really lovely. So that's everything that I plan to sew and everything that I'm going to really endeavour to try and do. The only thing I would say is I'd like to be able to say I'm going to sew more. I have so many plans whizzing around in my head of things that I want to make. It's unreal, actually. I feel like I don't know when to stop and have that cut-off point of, right, no, I can't do that this month, I'll do that next time. So yeah, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and condense it down into 4 things, and I think that's a nice amount to do. And I'm trying to think if any of it's really easy. it's not, none of it's what you call like a palette cleanser, is it? The only thing I would say, the pyjamas, I have made them several times before and they are quick and easy to make up. So yeah, that's probably my palette cleanser, and it will feel nice because it is getting cold. So it is nice to have some snuggly pyjamas. But that's it. That's my plan for November, December. I hope you like that. Let me know in the comments below if you are planning any particular makes and what you're planning. Tell me what your thoughts are on some of the things that I've suggested that I'm going to do, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Hope you're all having a good week. You take care. Bye.